Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of It's About Time. You know me, Jared, and of course, we got my partner in crime, Drew. So, today's topic is a little bit heated and a little bit interesting.
Let me first say, though, we're changing today's topic because the original one was supposed to be how to change a watch battery.
We're going to talk a little louder. By the way, just to let everybody know, we're live, Rockaway, New Jersey, right outside the Rockaway Mall. We just finished dinner. We're outside. It's something a little different, but we had to do an episode because we haven't done one.
Should I take a look? Should I show them where we are? Or
No, you can't do that.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
You need legal permission.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, we are, like Jared said, at Rockaway, but we are not doing the episode we originally thought we were going to be doing tonight. We were supposed to be doing
Watch winders and storage boxes. We're not doing that tonight. I'm sorry, Ashley.
Next time. Okay, but what we are going to be doing tonight is a little debate for you. Jared, what's our debate on?
Christopher Ward versus Horus. Swiss made versus, true Swiss made versus not true Swiss made. Mr. Technicality over here. So, before we get into this debate, of course, let's get into our segment called What's on the Wrist. I'm going to let you go first this time.
Okay.
Because mine's just slightly,
Worse? Okay. So, what's on my wrist is my Rado Ceramica. This is, like if you watched my last episode, I told you this was one of the 4 quartz watches I have. I use this basically for sports, which I did play today. And it's kind of like a weekend watch for me because it's nice and light. And it is truly Smith's made. Over to you.
All right, so, well, let's welcome in. Come a little closer.
Okay.
Come a little closer. Let's welcome in a new watch to the collection. Say hello to the Christopher Ward Trident C60 Pro, 2,000 feet, 600 meter, water resistant. Gonna rival a little bit of Rolex going on or whatever it is. Welcome to the brand new watch. We're gonna be going down the shore for Memorial Day as well as July 4th. I needed a dive watch. Look how smooth that hand rotates around the bezel, around the dial, I should say, rather, at 28,800 VPH, 4 hertz, typical. Pretty good quality, I would say. Oh, shoot. Oh yeah, and by the way, yeah, Swiss made in the dial there. Swiss made on the dial. Just saying. So how this is gonna work is as follows.
Holy crap. People know me?
Don't let me interrupt what you're doing.
No problem. I'll see you later.
Who's that?
They probably know me from It's About Time.
It's a possibility. Maybe he subscribes. Get him to
Probably
subscribe,
play
actually.
softball with him somewhere.
So, all right. So let's get into this. Here's what I'm gonna do, because he's very passionate about this. Is you're gonna see his face turn really red, some steam come out. I'm gonna let him make 1 point, and then I'll counter his point. I'll let him make another point, and I'll counter. It's gonna be a little debate. It's gonna get a little heated. It's gonna happen. But Joe, I'll let you start. 1 point at a time, though. Let's not do the whole umbrella thing.
This all started when he mentioned the name Christopher Ward. That's the name of it, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. This is a typical thing that's going on in the Swiss watch industry right now.
No. Let's get with your point right now.
My point is, when he brought this name to me, the typical thing going on in the Swiss industry now, that he thinks that his watch is truly Swiss made.
Oh my God.
The problem is,
You know what,
you can't get
you
around the
decided
fact
where we were going, and you chose here.
that, number one,
Pardon the background noise, by the way.
number one, it was.
By the way, why are so? I just
Wait,
want
you let me finish.
Why are so many people getting ice cream on like a 55, 60 degree?
Yeah, it's cold. It gets chilly.
I don't even know why people claim they know me. So, number one.
Oh wait a minute. Can you also, since you're foremost expert on this, wait a minute,
Can I have
because
some?
you gotta prove yourself. Please,
cold.
please tell the viewers at home what is the standard or definition of Swiss made nowadays.
Swiss made in the Swiss watch industry is considered, I think, 60% Swiss parts. Okay.
What else?
Well, that's made in Switzerland. Okay, so those are the 2 main factors that your watch has to be claimed to be made Swiss made.
Hold on, I'm gonna get my phone up while he continues to talk about his Swiss made thing, and then I'll let him read off
I think. I'm not sure about the exact numbers of what they keep changing on these days. But let's get back to my original point. Okay, his brand, Christopher Ward, is designed, and it's founded in London, England. It is not designed and founded in Switzerland, like other brands that we all know and we've talked about on this on the show before, like Rado, Oris, say it again. There you go. So, brands like that are actually, they were founded in Switzerland. They came from a Swiss origin. They were designed in Switzerland. And then again, guess what? They were made in Switzerland. Because that is a true Swiss watch. Other brands like Christopher Ward, Invicta, Movado, you can name a lot of different brands, like to sublet their name out for the Swiss-made name. What they do is they start somewhere else because it's either cheaper or it's more beneficial to their monetary bottom line. Okay? Some of them buy a factory in Switzerland so they can make the actual watch in Switzerland. So they could have the Swiss-made logo put on their watches, and then they sell them for a higher premium price point.
Let's get a little legal here, okay? Because we're in my opinion, we're spitting a whole bunch of shit. Okay, so let's do this officially, okay? Swiss made defined by law. Swiss watch. A watch is considered Swiss according to the Swiss law if its movement is Swiss and its movement is cased up in Switzerland and the manufacturer carries out the final inspection in Switzerland. Continuing with Swiss watch movement, a watch movement is considered Swiss if, and he's shaking his head, but this is just what's defined by law, okay? It's not Drew's law, it's just the law.
Legal.
Okay, the movement has been assembled in Switzerland and the movement has been inspected by the manufacturer in Switzerland, and the components of Swiss manufacture account for at least 50, currently now 60, which with the new rule, of the total value without taking into account the cost of assembly. January 1st, 2017 went to 60%. If a watch movement is intended for export and will not be cased up in Switzerland, but otherwise meets the criteria to be considered a Swiss movement, the watch may say Swiss movement, but it may not say Swiss made on the watch case or dial. So it's 60%. Watches covered for an ordinance, use made, 60% of the parts. Okay? So
it's still 60%, right?
Drew is just pissed off,
No,
honestly.
I'm not pissed off.
You are.
He's in a delusional standpoint, thinking that this thing is truly Swiss. It's a truly Swiss watch. It's not designed in Switzerland,
Well,
guys.
based off of, hold on. What's your first point?
Legally, you want to talk about legal? Now we all know what legally means these days. That doesn't mean much.
Right,
okay?
but then most other watches,
They have a
then-
legal right to put Swiss made on the watch, but it's still not designed in Switzerland. Its home base is not in Switzerland. Its headquarters is not in Switzerland. They just have a factory there. Okay, now that is better than Invicta, who really just uses the name because they're actually headquartered in Florida, or Movado is headquartered in New Jersey.
I will actually agree with Drew's point there. Yes, they
It's
are
better.
based in London. Now, they're trying to stay true to their roots. Like, this is something we were talking about. They're trying to stay true to their roots.
How are they trying to stay true to their roots?
But no, the
Is
however.
anything about London and on
The
that?
however is they are, a lot of these companies use the selling point of Swiss made in order to market their brand, in order to sell their watch. Like I agree. Yeah, exactly. I agree with him there. Absolutely. Now, is it like if you ask watch purists, right? Is it technically Swiss? No. Well, I will jump on that bandwagon and say that. By legal terms, yes, it is Swiss made. By quality terms, absolutely. This watch will compete with almost any watch out there. Most a 600 meter, 2,000 foot dive watch, ceramic bezel, beautiful 316L stainless steel, runs within COSC standards, screw down crown as tight as anything else, very easily adjustable clasp on the band. My point is that the quality is absolutely there. I mean, let me tell you something. For the price that I got this watch for, I would challenge anybody out there, including Drew himself, I don't care who it is, any watchmaker himself, okay, to find a watch. I paid $600 for this. You can't find anything like that quality-wise with these kinds of features or whatever it is for that kind of money.
I can go put a Lamborghini engine in a Ford Mustang and say it's Italian made. That's exactly what they're doing. Okay, it's the same thing. They're just hiring a lot of Swiss parts, putting it in their nice little flashy watch collection, and they can charge a higher price point because legally they can say it's Swiss made. Legally doesn't mean crap. Okay, legally just means I have Swiss parts in a watch that I developed somewhere else, and my home base is somewhere else. But I'm really calling myself Swiss. You're not.
Now,
It's an insult to any brand that is based and headquartered in Switzerland. And I bet you all those brands hate it.
Now, I'm going to make this other point, right? Most other watch brands nowadays are being brought up. Not brought up. Bought up. I'm sorry, eliminate the R. They're being bought up. You know why? Because they can't survive. Because they're doing things... Really, the Swiss watch industry has gotten really way too cocky, especially since new competitions come up. Oh, our shit doesn't stink. I got news for you. Swiss watch industry sucks right now, okay? I mean, true. I love watches. I'm passionate about it. I actually have a very big announcement at the end of the video. But at the end of the day, you got to learn to be innovative and learn that there's going to be other competition out there, and rules, products, attitudes, everything like that changes over time. We're not living in the 30s and 40s where there only used to be a handful or 10 companies that were, yes, located in Switzerland, produced exclusively Swiss watches. Now we're talking about totally different ball game. We're in a new century. We're in a new time era. You talk to most people don't even know what an automatic watch is. Most people don't even want to spend more than a few $100s on a watch. Okay, so there's really not a lot of quality with that.
All of what he just said is true.
We both make good points back and forth, but at the end of the day, all these other watch companies are being brought up. Why is that? Because they're not making the money that they used to. They can't stay afloat, and they need investments from other people. Hi, Bergio! Sorry. Yeah, I know, that was low, and I had to do it. Yep, we'll tag him. I don't care. Bergio, sorry. So, it's exactly just like that. It's like, at the end of the day, Christopher Ward, it's an independent brand. If you go online to their website and research them, the way that they do things, it's a game changer for the industry, and they're doing well with it. They eliminate all the third-party people involved and all the distribution channels. They do everything directly themselves. They haven't been brought up. They've been around since 2003 or 2004. Okay, they've been going for quite a while. That's somewhat of a milestone. Do they have the history? Not as much as these other brands do. But does it necessarily, to some people, does it necessarily matter, though, in terms of what you're wearing on your wrist and the quality? In terms of value, yeah, it certainly takes the hit. That's something that we talked about earlier. But I can say with all full confidence that nowadays, that doesn't matter nearly as much. If you want to sell watches, you can't necessarily rely on your history. I mean, the history is a part of who you are, but it's what you're doing now that really matters, how much you're selling. Breitling was just bought up by CVC Capital Group for $870 million. Quorum, Drew was telling me. I didn't know this was just bought up.
Not Quorum. eBay.
Okay, you told me Quorum was also bought up.
Quorum was recently, but eBay
was recently acquired as well. eBay, another company that was recently acquired by who? Movado, okay? Why? You gotta ask yourself why. Because they're not making the money. They need to be acquired. It's like what Jean-Claude Bavere is doing with his other brands, with Zenith and Tag Heuer. He's appointing new CEOs. He's just got a new guy from Vacheron Constantin who was working there for 20 years. All these brands need to revamp their images, okay? Is it about Swiss made? No. It's about the quality that you're pumping out. It's about the features. It's about your brand image. Yes, you can absolutely incorporate history into it. That's part of the selling point. I agree with that. But you need to do a whole hell of a lot more than just think about this whole Swiss-made label. Guess what? H. Moser & C, great example. It's just a label. You're going to go off and sell a watch, 100% Swiss-made, for $1 million? Who's buying that? I mean, there's people that are going to buy that, but you're just selling that to make a point? Take a look at what's going on in the Swiss watch industry. It doesn't work like that.
All of that is what he's saying. I can't even argue with it. But what I can argue with, and he can't argue with, okay, is the fact that it's a fraud. Okay, because unfortunately he's right. In the Swiss industry, they're buying the companies out. They're taking different parts from different areas, and it never used to be 60% of parts, guys. It used to be 100% for you to be called Swiss made.
And for you to be wanting to buy something that represents that industry and that culture and that country, you should want to be buying something that is 100% Swiss.
I think they started this thing, by the way, I was just reading, like 1971 or something like that. Because now, especially think about what was going on in the 70s. The quartz
Revolution,
crisis.
yeah, quartz revolution.
So that's why they started to make up these laws. You know, I agree with a lot of the points that he says. I mean, is it a fraud? Technically, by legal terms, absolutely. I mean, listen, if you're gonna be calling yourself Swiss made, like, listen, if you're made in America, don't be
Source
the stuff like
Exactly.
out whatever it is, and then source
Out
it
to
in
China to bring it back to America. I mean, God.
if you're U.S. made, Swiss made, I don't care if you're Japanese made, Chinese made. If it's made in a country, everything should.
Be
I agree
proud
with
of
you,
it.
should be done in.
He brags about his watch, his Orient watch, all the time, which is a great watch and a great brand. But you know what's so great about it? The name.
It's true to the brand.
The
It's
name
true to the
is
brand.
where it's from. The Orient. It's from the Orient. It makes sense. Be proud of who you are. That's the thing I can't say. I'm not saying it's not a good watch. I'm saying that they are frauds because they're not even proud from where they're from. They're just borrowing somebody else's Swiss-made legal representation so they can sell the watch for $1,000 instead of $100. And that's what upsets me the most on this whole deal. So this was a debate that everybody gets to make on their own.
I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I think we both make very valid points. I think that Drew is right for the things that he says. I think I'm right for the things that I say. I think there's a lot of also technicalities right in the middle of us that we don't have any control over. But, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, I do have to say, and I think you can admit it just on this point, because I'll admit some of the things that, you know, you said, that for $600 for a watch that has the ceramic bezel, 3/16 stainless steel, this kind of clever clasp, you know, invention. You know, being within COSC certified standards, having fantastic lume between the hour indices and the hands, as well as the second marker. I mean,
Is it a good value?
for 600?
Sure.
I'm saying.
Is it a good
Yeah.
value? Is it Swiss made? Legally, yes. But
Theoretically, no.
no.
I can't disagree
And
with you there.
know what you're buying before you buy it. That is my advice to everybody. Because if you look like an ass if you say to somebody, "This is Swiss made," this is truly Swiss made, when it's not. Know your history, know your facts, know anything in life, not just for watches, for anything, so you don't look like an ass.
By the way, I do have to throw one more other thing out there. Is it's interesting that they come with a 60 guarantee, where you have 60, or maybe it's longer. So 60 days on the return, I think, at least, which is pretty. That's 2 months, which is better than almost anybody else does. And they also back their watches up. Not everyone does. Most actually people don't do this in the watch industry anymore. I know that luxury watches, the site that we get some, they cover some watches
30
by 5
days.
years. This comes with a 5-year warranty. Only the newer companies nowadays do that. I don't think any of the older companies do that.
No,
correct?
it's luxury watches,
Okay.
so I know that does.
5-year warranty. Now again, you know, it's not going to cover ordinary wear and tear, but things that really go wrong with the watch, it'll cover. And that, to me, like, it's not really part of the Swiss-made argument, but it's still a freaking cool feature that I'm like, most,
It's always good to have
most are
warranty
2
on
years.
watches. But what's your big announcement, by the way?
Oh, so just recently, I'm starting tomorrow. You know, Drew and I were in the Short Hills Mall some months ago, back in February, and we went into Orologio, the Short Hills Mall. You know, very cool store. You know, we love it. It's, you know, we think it's one of the better malls, stores in the mall and stuff like that. You know, they have a big selection of watches and everything. So I was talking with one of the managers there, the owner's wife, and, you know, just talking to her about everything. She goes, "You know, are you looking for a job?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, anytime you need somebody, just let me know." So I filled out an application. I didn't hear anything back. You know, I got a lot of manuals and things to read, and I've read them since. So I just got a call on this past Monday to get a job there and start working. So I'm proud to say that I have a new job. I'm very excited, besides the things that I'm doing right now. And I'm actually very pumped to personally get into the watch industry a little bit more. You know, I'm currently under contract right now to, you know, I'm not going to be able to reveal a lot of things that happen in the watch industry, pricing, whatever it is, but I'll still be able to share my, you know, maybe experiences and some things without violating my NDA, my non-disclosure agreement. But it's kind of cool news. I'm actually, and honestly, I have him to thank for it because he's the one who got me all into watches and doing all the research and getting passionate about it. So I'm actually
very proud of you. We're very proud of him on his new job,
you.
his new
Thank you.
offer.
I appreciate it.
I can still say whatever the hell I want because I ain't under any freaking contract because I just have a mouth that doesn't stop running. So we still can go there. But next episode.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a special. Tell them about that. I'll let you take that over.
I did promise we are going to do our Q&A episode. Okay, we are going to be at the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, we're going to be at Point Pleasant and Jenkinson's Pier this coming Saturday for Memorial Day weekend. We're very excited about it. You'll get to see us without our shirts off again. Maybe we'll get 2,000 views again. Who knows?
A live Q&A at the beach. We're going to actually have some people there who are actually going to ask us some questions.
And plus, we're going to take questions that we got in the past. We're going to answer anything and everything.
Do some phone questions.
We're going to showcase our dive watches. A little just hint, I'll be wearing this one still. That's why I got it fired up. And I know Drew's going to be wearing something. I have a feeling it has to. It is probably a blackface watch. Begins with a C, ends in an M. But I guess we'll wait and find out.
Yes, you'll have to. But outside of that, guys, thank you again for joining us.
Wait, hold on.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of the F-rated version of oh shit of It's About Time, and we'll see you next time.
And that's all.